Shalom. Welcome back. Levi Chazat from somewhere in Mitzvah Yeriko. Pasha Shavua, Toldot. These are the generations of Yitzchak. Now in our Parsha we find that Yitzchak gives over these special blessings to his son Yaakov. Yaakov has to work for these blessings. He has to use a little trickery in order to ensure that the blessings go to the right person, that they go where they belong. This is, of course, unknowing to Yitzchak. Yitzchak, of course, had two sons, Yaakov and the evil Esav, who is represented by Edom. Now, Yaakov understood that Esav could not be the one to accept these blessings, because Esav was a man who was infested in this world, in materialistic. He was only looking out for self-gratification. He was looking out for enjoyment in this world. And we know our focus must be not only on this world, but also on the spiritual side of things, and our outlook for the ultimate place, the world to come. So Yaakov knew that he had to receive these blessings, and he was willing to go to all extremes to do that. So he comes in with prepared food that his mother made, Rivka, and he comes before Yitzchak, and he brings the dish in order to receive the blessing. Now Yitzchak understands that something over here is a little bit wrong. Something over here is just not right, because if this was Esav coming before him, and as we know that Yitzchak at this point in his life was blind, so he wasn't able to see exactly who was coming, but he understood from the words that this is not the right way that Esav usually speaks. He doesn't use the word, please eat from the food that I brought. He doesn't say, please get up, my father. It's not the right way. Something's wrong over here, Yitzchak understands. So he goes to feel the hands of Yaakov, because as we know that Esav was a hairy man. But Yaakov had already taken care of that business, and he had placed on him skin goats. And Yitzchak proclaims, Hakol kol Yaakov ve'adayim yedei Esav. The hands are the hands of Esav, but the voice is the voice of Jacob. Now I can give my son the special blessings which were brought down previous generation to Avraham, who was given over to Yitzchak, and now it could be brought to Yaakov and to his descendants forever. The blessing that God had given, that special gift to the Jewish people. What does that mean? That the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esav. Now we know that Yaakov was Ish Tam Yoshev Ohalim. Yaakov was a man of tents. Yaakov was the man who studied in the Beit Midrash, in the yeshiva, in the halls of the yeshiva for many, many years. He never really partook of the outside world, never really partook of what's going on, but stayed inside his world of Jewish law. Yitzchak, on the other hand, was Ish Sadeh, was a man of the field. Always, whenever we see Yitzchak, he's building wells, he's fighting over this well, he's building fields, Mea Sharim, the 100 fields that he built and he planted. He's an Ish Sadeh, he's a man of the field, always going out to the field. And now Yitzchak believes that he has found the happy medium. He has found the man of the field, the one who is outside in this world, involved in what's going on, but also the scholar, also the one in the Beit Midrash. He has found that happy medium, the complete Jew, the complete Jew. Hakol kol Yaakov yadayim yedei Esav, the voice of Jacob from the study hall, but the hands of Esav, Ish Sadeh, the man of the field. It is complete man. That person is Ra'ui. That person can accept upon himself the blessing. That is the prime example of what a Jewish person has to go to, has to be. But where is that taking place? Unfortunately, we know for the Jewish people that for 2,000 years in the exile, we have only been the side of Yaakov, Ish Tam Yoshev Ohalim, not really involved in the worldly affairs that's going on. For many, many years, Jews could not own land. They couldn't practice anything. They only had to have special jobs. So they were always in the four walls of the yeshiva. They were like Jacob. That is symbolic of the Jew of the exile. But the Jew of Eretz Yisrael, the Jew who returns to his land, must have both aspects. That's right. He must be that scholar, but he must also be the warrior, the scholar warrior, the way that it was always meant to be for the Jew in the land of Eretz Yisrael. That's what we must aspire to. And that was Yitzchak. Yitzchak was the man of Eretz Yisrael. He never left the land of Eretz Yisrael, as opposed to Avraham and Yaakov, who did go to the exiles. This is what the ultimate Jew is. He also is involved in the worldly affairs that takes place in the land of Eretz Yisrael, but he's also that scholar. He's also the Torah, the Talmid Chacham. He also knows the Torah and what's going on with it. We find a prime example with none other than King David, who we know as the scholar warrior. King David would awake at 12 o'clock midnight every day, every night, and sing praises to God and to learn Torah until the morning. And when the morning came, he would put his sword on and go out to do the battles of God. There had to be both. It's not enough for the Jew just to sit in the halls of the yeshiva, just to stay there and to block out everything else. That's the way of the exile. The Jew in the land of Eretz Yisrael must have both. He must be that scholar, follow the Torah and its laws, but he must also be the man of the world. That is the King David. That's the Messiah. Someone who also knows and could go out and to do battles for the Jewish people and to work the land in the soil in the land of Eretz Yisrael. That's right, my dear brothers and sisters. The new Jew. This is what it's always meant to be. The scholar warrior, as we see in this week's Parsha. Hakol Kol Yaakov. Yes, the voice is the voice of Jacob. Yes, the Torah voice, the learning voice. But Hayadayim Yedei Esav. The hands must be the hands of Esav, the one who works in the fields, the one who goes out and battles and makes a Kiddush Hashem. And that, my dear friends, can only take place in the land of Eretz Yisrael. We're waiting for you out here. Time is running out. Historical. It's coming down to an end. We're waiting for our brothers and sisters to pack up and to head on home, one way or another, to the land of Eretz Yisrael. Hey, I'm Levi Chazan, and I'm coming to you from somewhere in Mitzpeh Yeriko. Until next time.